So I'm gearing up, getting ready to get some color palettes going. I wanted to go ahead and make the other version of the logo that's going to adapt to a horizontal space. So we have a nice vertical logo, and now we need a horizontal logo. So this will be relatively simple. I'm just going to do a left alignment here and tuck it over here. And once again, I told you we're not done with grids quite yet. We're going to go ahead and match this on the grid, just like we did with the top one, but with a horizontal. We moved the typography, so we need to make sure that looks good. I'm going to put one box difference between the logo mark and the logo type. And we also want to have some good vertical spacing, so let's make that a bit smaller. And we want to have maybe one box between the top of the P and the top of the wave, and then one box below. Let's go ahead and make this a little bigger until we have that. I'm on color.adobe.com, and I'm going to find a little bit of my logo palette here, a little bit of an inspiration. This is the color wheel. You've already kind of have a few resources on the color wheel that you got in the theory lessons of the class so far. So you kind of know a little bit of the color harmonies. These are all the different color harmonies you can use. And I'd like to do we could do monochromatic, which would be nice, but I also want to try out some analogous colors, because analogous colors are really tight together on the color wheel, so they have a nice harmony that way. And I want to go down to the blues and the greens, because we're dealing with waves, we're dealing with the Pacific Ocean. Tighten that a little bit. See if we can make them lighter or darker. If I do the middle one, they all kind of tend to come together or go together. So just trying to get some inspiration here, just moving this around. We could bring in some purples. And there's all sorts of, there's other ways. That's a really beautiful palette right there. I can see lots of jewel tones, kind of, got a little purple in there as well. What I love about this, it also gives you the hex codes, which are right down there, which is great for digital or RGB environment for the web. And you can also go down here to color mode. If I want to do CMYK, which is what we're going to end up needing our logo designed in, is the CMYK mode, then you have all of those there, and it gives you the C, which is cyan, the M, which is magenta, the Y, which is yellow, and the K, which is black. It has all those numbers down this column for you. So it's just a really awesome tool. It's color.adobe.com. For those who have not checked it out, it's totally free, by the way. And you can also explore different trends as well if you just want to kind of see what other people are doing and get some inspiration that way. So you have fashion, you have graphic design, illustration. You can find awesome color palettes that way. So that color palette looks really cool right there. I kind of like the sunset colors there. So that's something we can add to your library. So let's take a look at this one right here. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do something a little bit easier. I'm just going to take a screenshot. I can also bring in these colors manually if I wanted to. I can also, if you're an Adobe Creative Suite subscriber, you can save this to your library and you can call it out when you're in Adobe Illustrator. There's also something new if you have the Adobe Creative Cloud and you're able to have the most up-to-date software. One of the benefits to that is you've got some nice new tools and updated software. There's also this new thing that you can click on. You can go ahead and click on this little icon right here in your swatch panel. Right there, it's the Adobe color themes, and you can explore themes right into Adobe Illustrator. You don't have to go to the color.adobe.com, and you could do pretty much the same thing we did here and start applying those colors. So you can save them to your library. So I'm just highlighting my colors and bringing this color palette in. Very nice, cool color palette using cool colors. So I'm going to be selecting these two, and let's do our darker blue. And let's try purple. And there's not enough contrast there between the purple and the blue, so we can just keep moving on to something that does have a higher contrast. So here we're going to do the same thing that we've been doing throughout. We're going to make lots of copies. So we're going to go ahead and hold down Option. You can also use inspiration photos as well, just like we did when we created our mood board. So now we can explore purple. And you don't have to stick with just these. You can continue to work in other color palettes. You can go to Explore and find a lot of ones that are already on here. This is just using the Adobe Color Themes panel. You can also do color.adobe if you have an outdated version and you do not have this as an option within Illustrator.